Hey guys, welcome back, John Megacycle here. Another JMegs Answers video. Got a lot of questions from, let's see, November aroundish, 2016. And it's finally time. I've got a little bit of supercut footage of me playing some Unreal Tournament, one of my absolute favorite first-person shooters. Yeah, I used to... How do I preface this? Way back when internet cafes were really starting to come around. I don't know. 2000s, early 2000s about. I used to go to a place called Ping Time, and where I used to live, and a bunch of my friends would go there, and they had, I don't know, 24 computers set up, all networked, all ready to go, and we were playing Unreal Tournament for hours after school. It was downtown where I lived. It wasn't that much of a drive or anything, but a lot of fun. We used to get 8 people, bunch of bots, and have some fun. So anyway, I wanted to go through the JMegs Answers, and while that's all going on, you get to enjoy a little bit of Unreal Tournament. So, let's kick this thing off, shall we? First off is from Ninja Squirrel. He says, I know too much, but I'll ask this to remind people. Why the hell have you made videos to this day? Also, do you like chicken? Why have I made videos? It really got to me that I wanted to do something creative. Way back when, what was it? December 10th, 2012. I've been watching more and more YouTube instead of watching like movies or anime or cartoons or like whatever. Instead of doing that, I was starting to watch more and more YouTube stuff, and it felt so much more engaging. It felt like, you know, someone really cared about something I was doing, like playing a video game, or if I was stuck at a part, they were also stuck at a part, and it kind of felt that it was like, you know, we're doing the same thing, but we're not. Like, I'm doing it my way, they're doing it their way, but it's really cool to watch someone do that kind of stuff. Probably, I said this before, Duncan was one of the YouTubers that really got me into, I guess, watching YouTube videos, and he said in one video, he said, hey, do what you want. If you want to do YouTube, give it a try. If you like it and enjoy it, that's what counts. Don't worry about the views, don't worry about the subs. Just have fun with it. So I did, and yeah, I mean, that's still what drives me now. I still get a lot of really great feedback. In all honesty, for every, like, one bad comment I get about 100 really good ones. Like, real positive, supportive kinds of comments. So that works out great. I'm really happy with my choice over 4 years ago, and this has been a heck of a journey, and I've enjoyed it so far. Also, do you like chicken? Yes. That's all I have to say, I think. Love chicken. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy. Whenever I eat, I would rather eat more of the main course than a dessert. I'm not really a dessert guy, so I don't know if you have chicken and, I don't know, green beans and corn or something for your main course. I'd rather have more of that than a pie or something afterwards. But anywho, it takes care of that. Holy crap, Sebi went crazy. Let's wait on Sebi for a second here. Blackie said, why did you create the ME crew and what's your plan with it? I didn't really think I was gonna have a crew, to be honest. I was aiming more for a community that I would just run and do everything behind the scenes, kind of like Wizard of Oz. You know, don't look at the man behind the curtain. Kind of like that. And it was gonna be like, I was just gonna be running the show and maybe have an admin or two, but I didn't really think I would have like a crew. But when I got people like, well, for Blackie, for instance, I got Frankie, I got Ninja Squirrel, I got Solus Gamer, I got Rebel Snowtrooper, I got a bunch of these people together fairly early on. And it was like, why don't we make like a core group? Why don't we make like a crew or whatever? And it just really happened. I didn't plan any of the Megacycle Entertainment crew. It was just really weird how it kind of fell on my lap, and it's been awesome. I wouldn't change a single thing. I'm really happy with it. Plans. I guess the real plan was, like, as we work together and collaborate and do a lot of stuff together, and we all really want to become, you know, we want to play video games for a living. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? But the real idea, I guess, is if I become more popular, I can help out my crew and do more collabs with them, and if you find me, you'll find them, and then vice versa. As my crew gets more videos out there and enjoying what they're doing, you find them, you'll find me too. So it's really like a nice community, I guess. And then we've been getting new people on the Discord server like crazy. So that's been a lot of fun too. Do people just want to play games? Next up is Paladin Shotgun. How dost thou potate? How do I potate? I put those in an oven for 400 degrees for an hour, and bam, baked potato. That's how I potate. I also like to potate in an iron skillet with a little bit of oil and make myself some hash browns. Aw, yeah. And then, of course, I guess the actual answer is if ever I need to potate, put that stuff in a jar, let it ferment in a few months, and bam, vodka. Kidding. Anyway, Sebi. Lots of questions for this guy. Sebi asks, how far can you throw a frisbee disc, and which disc is your favorite? I had, well, let's do this favorite. I had a red driver, and I called it the Frisbar of Doom, is what I called it. And I lost it just last year, and I was so sad I could not find it. I spent about an hour and a half looking for it, no joke. It was a red driver. It had the picture of a tiger on it. And what I did is I sharpened the cut of the sides. I'm not too sure how to describe the actual, physicality of a disc. If you're not familiar, a frisbee has a much wider brim on the side, so it kind of wafts in the air and floats as you throw it. A disc is supposed to slice through the air depending on the kind of disc you're using for disc golf. So, I guess that was my favorite disc. Let's see. So a driver, I suppose. How far can I throw a disc? It's not distance that's my problem, it's accuracy. Because I like to do the wind-up, the big, shiny wind-up, the run 5 feet, lift up your head, duck your head, chuck the disc like a discus thrower back in Grecian times. So, how far can I throw it? I'd say... I don't even know. I never measured. 150 feet? 200 feet? Maybe that's way too much. I have no idea. I should start measuring that stuff. That's a good question. Anyway. Sebi also asks, what games are you looking forward to be released? I'm really looking forward for Command & Conquer 4. I'm hoping that EA does a sequel. There's never been a Command & Conquer 4. We've only ever gone up to Command & Conquer 3, and I'd really like, in addition to that, RTS story, so to speak. What other games? To be honest, Universe Sim sounds really cool. I checked that demo out. There's not much to record right now unless you got into the alpha or the beta. But it looks really good. That's one where, let's see, I think instead of managing, the way they say it, instead of managing like a city or a town or a business, you're managing an entire planet. It reminds me a lot of Sim Earth. I think the game was called way back when. I don't think it was called Sim Planet. But way back when in the day when SimCity was in its heyday and it came out with SimCity 2000, what was it, Maxis was making a ton of sim games. And I don't mean by The Sims, like where you have 5 people or whatever and run a household or however that works. But it was like Sim Earth, Sim Ant, Sim Health, Sim Copter, Sim Helicopter. There was a Sim car game, I don't remember the actual name of it, but there was tons of stuff like that. So yeah, there was Sim Earth way back when. Oh, Sim Farm was one of my favorites, absolutely. So yeah. I don't really think I've got any other games on the radar I'm really looking for. Let's see, Sebi also asked, what game disappointed you the most and the worst game you've ever played that you finished? The game most recently that disappointed me the most was a few. Fortress Craft Evolved disappointed me. And Grey Goo has disappointed me a bit. And the thing is, they're good games, but I don't know if I'm just too old in my ways. Like, I've been playing video games since I was 2. So maybe I'm a little biased, but both for different reasons. I'll just go over them real quick. Fortress Craft Evolved is way too much of a waiting game for me. The way they kind of sold it was, it's like Minecraft, but in space. and resources, and it feels like a modded Minecraft, which I was all about, and I did actually play it for 60 hours or something. I gotta check my Steam on that, but I've been playing that for quite some time. But the thing is, I tried 3 different times to try to record a series, and I get to about episode 8 or 9. And the thing is, I'm just waiting so long for resources. It's just, oh, painful. But is it a bad game? No. I think it's a well-structured game. It's just not my kind of game, but the thing is, I don't know. I felt a little disappointed about it. And then Grey Goo was disappointing as well to me. A little too punishing the way they do buildings. And by that I mean, you build a factory, and then you build add-ons. But if you didn't structure everything perfectly, you can't build all the add-ons for a single factory. And the thing is, you need to get some of the ultimate mechs, ultimate units and such. So, I don't know. It's just, if the game punishes you like that, it just kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. Is it a bad RTS? I don't think it's bad. It's just really not my cup of tea, I guess. I didn't finish either of those, actually, so that doesn't really help. Sebi also asked, what hobbies or sports do you do in your spare time? I'm not really a sports guy. I lift weights for my physical need. I've got an exercise bike, a weightlifting bench, some dumbbells. I've got some elastic bands to stretch with and such like that. So I do physical weightlifting and such, but I don't really do sports at all, to be honest. Hobbies, I've got a crap ton of board games. I've been doing board games for a long time. I've got maybe 24 board games. I've got a lot. Whenever Amazon has a sale, I pick up something and do that. I have a personal mantra for hobbies. It's every other month, I need to learn something new. Now, that doesn't mean sit down and watch a YouTube video on how to make a flan. It's like an actual tangible skill I want to learn every 2 months. And 2 months is enough time for me to learn it enough that I know how to do it. So let's see. A few months ago, I took apart a snowblower, half of it. I probably took apart half of it, and I rebuilt it, and I cleaned it out and everything, and I am terrible with engines. And I felt really cool about that. So, it felt cool. I felt good about that. So, 2 months ago it was that. 2 months prior to that, I did the same thing to a lawnmower, which they're both small engines, not too bad. But still, that's a quantum leap for me. I'm not an engine guy, I'm an electronics guy. 2 months before that, I started to just pick up little skills, so I picked up a lock-picking set, because I'm fascinated with how locks work, and I got like 8 or 9 dummy locks. And I just, whenever I need to keep my hands busy, I just play with locks or something. Some people crochet. I found that playing with locks while I'm watching like an anime or a movie or something is cool. I don't have to look at it. It's just something fun to do. It's one of those skills that I'll never, ever, ever be malicious with. But it was something I still wanted to learn. You know, like you play video games and you pick locks and stuff. And I thought that was a cool thing. And it cost me, what, 35 bucks? Maybe like 20 for the kit and 15 for just some dumb locks? Yeah. Not too hard to get that kind of a hobby started. What am I going to do in the next 2 months? I don't know. But whenever something catches my eye that I don't understand how it works, or it's interesting, I kind of jot it down and I'm like, yeah, I want to learn how to bra. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, Seb, you went crazy. Okay. What is my favorite game? I have to probably go by genre for this, I don't know. Factorio lately has been unreal for me. It's been my absolute fix. I don't really know how else to explain it to people that don't care for the game, but it moves fast enough, it's aggressive enough, it's challenging enough, that even though I've played it through, I don't know, 12 times, 24 times now, I've got over 600 hours in it, it's just engaging enough for me that it's not mentally taxing, but it's challenging enough that it's fun, I guess. My old favorite games used to be like Master of Orion. It was a turn-based strategy kind of a game. I guess Civilization in Space would be a way to explain it. What else? Sim Farm was one of my favorites way back in the day. All the Command & Conquers were always my favorite. Civilization used to always be my favorite when it was Civ 2, Civ 3, because I could actually finish a game in under 4 hours. But now with Civ 5, Civ 6, Civ whatever, it takes bloody weeks for me to finish a game, and I just don't have the power for that. RPGs like Harvest Moon were also my favorite. The Final Fantasies were my favorite. The Mega Man's, absolutely. Mega Man has a really, really warm place in my heart. I can't stress that enough. Played the crap out of those, man. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Sebi again, are you going to do a 24-hour stream? The last stream I did was 17 hours. The last mega stream. All my other streams have just been for tournaments and such. So, not very long. Maybe 3-4 hours. Something like that. So, nothing really too heavy on streaming. I could do a 24-hour stream. I've got the physical power for it. But I don't know what I'd want to do. Let's see. Last time I ran a poll, it was either going to be Mega Man 2, 3, and 4, or 7 Days to Die, and both got hits. 50-50 across the board. So, not sure... Oh, excuse me, hiccups. Not sure which one I want to do, but 24 hours, I gotta really find a game that I really want to do for 24 hours. Wow. That sounds crazy. Okay, moving on to somebody else. Lexi B. What is your favorite pastime hobby, not including video games? I love to cook. I absolutely love to cook. I think I'm a pretty good chef, and I'm not like a 5-star crazy chef or whatever. Like I won't taste a soup or something. It's like, oh, I think that needs a little more salt. Like I won't be that kind of guy or that kind of chef ever. But I know it tastes good, I know how to cook, I know my way around a kitchen. Cooking a lot of food is my favorite. I actually don't eat a lot of food, so it's a really weird thing, since I'm single at the moment, and if ever I find a girlfriend or a wife or whatever, it sounds like an item. I know, whenever I just find one in the tall grass, no. That sounded really bad, sorry. Whenever I get a girlfriend or... Whenever I find get a family of my own, get married, have some kids, whatever, like, I'll be the chef. I've got no problem with that. So cooking, I think, is my favorite pastime, probably because it doesn't take long to make a good meal. And since I'm a single guy, if I like have a crock pot with a roast and potatoes and carrots, and then I'm steaming broccoli and cauliflower on the side, and I'm steaming brown rice, like, that feeds me for the whole week. So the thing is, like, just a few hours of work and I can feed myself for 7, 8, 9, 10 days, that's fun. To me, that's cool, constructive work. Maybe that was a bit of a rant, but whatever. Yeah, probably cooking is probably my favorite other thing to do. Aside from drinking? I don't know. Okay. Ulthraptor, I probably mispronounced that, asked, will you play other RTS games? I keep my nose out here and there for RTS games, but they really have to speak to me before I do any, like, real recording of them. On my channel I've got, I don't know, 24 different RTS games at least. But I just tried Grey Goo recently, in response to Sebi's question before, and I gave it a go for several hours. I tried, I don't know, 6, 7 skirmishes, and it just really didn't speak to me. So in order for you guys to see videos, it has to be A, something I enjoy playing, and B, I think I can get you guys to enjoy it too. Meaning, if I'm having fun, and I'm making it sound like it's fun, and we're having that fun together. That's really my plan. I don't really have stuff on my channel that's like, oh god, people keep asking for Five Nights at Freddy's. I hate Five Nights at Freddy's, but I gotta do it for the fans. Like I want to make sure that everyone's enjoying it, because if I'm not enjoying it and I'm recording it, you guys are going to tell pretty darn quick that I'm not having any fun, right? Like, I mean, I gotta be energetic, I've gotta be excited about what I'm doing, and if it's all like, oh, another jump scare, another jump scare, you know, you're not gonna enjoy it. That's boring, right? So, anyway, that's kind of how I feel about that. So, yeah, I keep my eyes out for other RTSs, but all in all, yeah, I haven't really found anything that's really gotten to me. War Machine asks, what do you think would be your dream RTS game? I really like the Command and Conquer setup for a few reasons. The resources are dangerous. Tiberium is dangerous. So okay, so hang on, let me back up. I'm going to answer this in a few elements from every single game that I've played, or at least the ones that are to mention. So for Command & Conquer, raw materials, the resources you harvest are dangerous to infantry. They spread on their own. They can become really difficult to manage late game, because if you do have infantry die inside of it, they can spawn viceroys, which can tear up your base or whatever. So that's one facet of that that's interesting. The second thing that's interesting that I like is the Warcraft idea of having a worker build a structure and not just come out of a building. It makes more logical sense to me that you have a worker building a structure on site rather than just poof, it came out of a building like Command & Conquer does it. Now, I enjoy Command & Conquer's way of doing that because it's easier to manage, but the Warcraft, StarCraft one makes a bit more sense to me, and I think I enjoy that better. Okay, so we got resources from Command & Conquer. We've got building construction from StarCraft, Warcraft. There's an old game that I used to truly love called Uprising. Check this one out. It's a hybrid RTS FPS, and I love the crap out of it. The way it works is you're in a tank called a Wraith. That Wraith goes around and blows stuff up under its own accord, but also you can buy or call down structures for a fee, and they build a citadel, and that citadel pad spawns other buildings and such. So that hybrid of FPS, RTS really is amazing to me. Being able to either jump in a vehicle and drive that instead, or just being a person on the field was a lot of fun too. So we got resources, buildings, FPS, RTS hybrid. Let's see. Another one that I really enjoy was Supreme Commander in Total Annihilation. Being that commander on the field and then spawning more stuff, and the resource management of that. Having 2 resources of energy and metal, very simple to understand and very powerful throughout the game. There's not 7 or 8 kinds of resources like I play with Heroes of Might and Magic. Was a little frustrating because of that early on. There was another one, I think it was called... It wasn't called PlanetSide, but it was another RTS. It was kind of modeled after Warcraft, but you had like 9 or 10 different resources. It's like, dude, I'm not going to remember any of that crap. So maybe that answers your question, War Machine, but I think my dream RTS game would be a culmination of those 4 elements. Dangerous, regenerative resources, the building methodology of like StarCraft, Warcraft, a first-person RTS kind of a setup, and the simplified resources. 1 or 2, maybe 3 resources makes sense, but anything after that, no casual player is going to enjoy it, and it's probably just going to frustrate some veterans too. Whew. Okay, this was a long JMegs Answers video, but I think I got all of them. I do enjoy these kinds of videos as well, and I hope you guys are enjoying the format. Feel free to let me know what you think. I really want to know. I'm never going to get any better at this whole YouTube shenaniganry unless you guys give me some feedback. Good or bad, I don't really care. I just really want to know what you guys think. What's your opinion? Is there something more you want to see? Is there something less you want to see? Do I just talk too much? Am I not talking enough? Do you want more singing? I mean, you just gotta let me know what you guys are thinking, and I'll be more than happy to try to improve. It's always a task of mine. Self-improvement is important. So, thank you guys for watching. My name is John Megacycle, and I'll catch you next time.